Welcome to the shit show.
Tom.
Tim.
It is the All Elite Wrap-Up. It's February 5th, 2026. Long live the King. We're going to talk about Brody King tonight. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. Look at that. Look at that. And I just want to say one time, maybe 8 times before we start. That may become a tradition. We may, if we do this show for 40 more years, we might just start every episode with that.
Now, so here's the question. MJF's reaction.
Yeah.
Was that genuine? Not to say, like, I don't think, and I'm being dead serious here, I think he is fully in support of the chant. But it did seem like he was like, what the fuck just happened? Because, like, it wasn't as if MJF said, I'm going to beat you in, deport you or something. You know what I mean? Like, the crowd just was like, we're going with it.
I think anybody that's like, fuck ICE and is a Brody King fan because of him basically saying as such, I think that it was kind of one of those, like, when we started singing to Edge at the thing. I think it just started. And I think MJF, like, knew to, like, okay, I can't cheer this because I'm the heel, but I think he also, if I had to guess, if I'm in his position, like, I don't want to be on camera like avidly hating this either, you know what I mean?
Put your hands in your ears,
it could be like, shut up, right? Like, I can't be doing that, right? Like, so
it was a tough spot for him, but that look was just priceless.
I know, just that
happening here. Okay, this is new.
Did you see the Bryce Remsburg tweet or whatever, where he was like, I heard the referee he was like, might have let it go on for a while. Oops.
That sometimes happens. That
reminds me, I take everything bad I've ever said about Bryce Remsburg back. We've even had an episode title called Bryce Remsburg is a Dick. You could listen to that if you go to our website, allelitewrapup.com. There's podcast links there. You can check out all the back episodes from when we were the Spanish announce table and Tim and Tom and various other things. You can donate there. You can check out the Blue Sky links, the YouTube links. You can email us, aewrapup@gmail.com. Still waiting on an email.
It happens. Our international correspondent, it's trying times right now. We're all still trying to get into the
time zone differences are a bitch.
Yeah. Well, and it's the start of the year still. We're still not getting. January shouldn't count as a month. You know what I mean? Like,
look, anybody outside of these borders abandoning communications or any ties with anybody within these borders, I fully support their decision.
Yeah. I mean, in that regard, yes. Sorry, I'm using a new computer. And so I'm looking at myself on the YouTube live stream. I look a little hazy. So if you see me doing a lot of this stuff, that's what
we
I'm
might have to readjust. Yeah, because you got new equipment there.
I got new equipment. You know what I mean? So I apologize if I seem maybe a tad distracted tonight. But with that being said,
you looked better. No, that's fine.
Well, some people think
you're blurrier. Everything looked great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the shirt makes me look really cool. You know what I mean? Like, there you go. So Brody King, by the way, is this foreshadowing? We'll get to the recap, but I did have this just randomly sitting on my desk. Is this foreshadowing? Oh, okay. Tim, let's talk about some AEW. So
right, let's do it.
You want to get into it? Also, fun fact, my mouse, I don't have one because it broke. So you might see me a little late to the party as far as keeping up on track, but we're going to try our best because that's what we do for you, the listener, and Tim, because he deserves it. Hey, so last night we were in Las Vegas.
New equipment and broken equipment. That's a weird.
Well, the new equipment's this, and then the mouse it's like,
was old equipment, and then and it got so angry I choked it.
Yeah, everyone knows I have anger problems. And, motherfucker, so things happen. But last night we were in Las Vegas.
Everyone knows it. I saw it on the news.
You probably have.
Yeah.
You know what? Have you? Well, there was one time in high school when I did make the news for the local sports. because I fucking flattened a kid. I fucking flattened him. I did. I fucking flatlined this motherfucker. He was coming around the middle, and I was playing safety, kind of strong safety, and I came down and I just fucking blindsided him. I got a penalty, but they played it on the fucking news, and I was like, "You goddamn right, motherfucker!" That was me.
You take the penalty. It's just a couple yards, man. You know what I mean?
Well, because you want to put that fear in them. I'll give you 15 yards if you're fucking pissing your pants when you have to do dig routes.
Give you this 15 because you ain't getting 5 more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. By the way, before we actually get into AEW Dynamite and AEW news and all the fun stuff, it is Super Bowl week. Chiefs aren't in it because, hey, they need a rest. They played in 3 consecutive. That's an extra season, right?
Nobody, nobody cares about Super Bowls, and you know what I mean.
But who you got this week? Are we
allowed to say Super Bowls? Don't you have to call it like the big game because of corporate overlords?
How about
and shit
that?
Like that?
Corporate suck a dick. How about you guys fucking eat a cactus?
Suck on these Super Bowls.
Yeah. Who you got? You got the Seattle Seahawks or the New England Patriots?
Man, you've said all along this season, you were like, this season sucks. Like, there's nothing good about this season. And that's all. I forgot. I was thinking yesterday, I remember being like, when is the Super Bowl? I was like, is it Super Bowl coming up next week, right? And then, like, when I was, like, home, turned on the TV, I saw, like, Pro Bowl, and I was like, yeah, okay, now I'm tracking. But I'm so checked out. I don't know anything about these two teams other than, like, oh, yeah, they made it to the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I'm Seahawks, I guess.
Seahawks should win. I'm picking them for 2 reasons. One, you don't take anything Patriots in 2026. That's fucking stupid. I don't care what. Yeah, you're just not rooting for a Patriot. So that's one. And 2, I think Sam Darnold, a good redemption story. You know what I mean? I think it's good.
Yeah.
And Seattle to avenge their loss to the Patriots in the last Super Bowl. Remember that?
Can we get a replay of of the situation? That's all I want. I want it to come down to that. And then everybody knows they're running, but do we? Because everybody thinks we're going to do it.
They should sign Marshawn Lynch to a 1-day contract and just have him run that 1 fucking yard and be like, this is how it should have been.
Goal to go offensive game coordinator.
Yep. And here he comes running in there smoking a blunt. Like, I'm going to get this 3 yards. Yeah. 3 shots of Hennessy. Ready to go.
Look, I would too. If you told me I get to see Marshawn Lynch doing that, like, even aside from the actual in-game, like, if I get to see him acting, just being himself for a solid 5 minutes, I'll watch the Super Bowl. Like, I guarantee you I'll make time to watch that.
Yeah, but I am excited. I think this will be a good game.
Anything else? I don't know. You think so?
Yeah, because, again, everyone sucks, so it's going to be kind of mid, right? Like, it's going to be like a fun back and forth.
So I've talked about that before, like, in some things, like, sometimes you can catch a random game that's like, in, let's say, college, Central Michigan versus Kent State. And you're like, these teams suck, but the game is close, right? Like, the drama is there because they both suck, right? Yeah. So, like, the drama is, oh, no, he dropped the ball again, fucking 6th time. And you're like, that guy sucks.
Secret time, I'm really hoping that Kenneth Walker has a really good game, and then they decide not to sign him because I want the Chiefs to sign him. He's a free agent in the offseason. Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. You heard it here first on a pro wrestling podcast. Running back. He's awesome.
Running back. They need a running back.
He is awesome.
They need a running back. They need a pass catcher 1.
They need a fucking pass rush 1.
They keep trying to figure out the new pass catcher 1 for the last 3 or 4 years, and they failed every time.
Well, goddamn, Rashee Rice can't stay out of trouble in the off seasons. The motherfucker just stay healthy and fucking away from the breaking the law, and you'll be all right. Beating up women now and all that shit.
Stop going home to Dallas. Stay in Kansas City.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Dallas,
you won't want to go out anywhere, and you'll stay out of trouble.
Yeah, Dallas. Ugh. And if you're from Dallas,
Kevin Durant about Phoenix. He'll tell you how it works.
Oh yeah, Phoenix sucks too. Yeah, it was worse. All right, hey, let's talk about a city close to Phoenix, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where we're at for AEW Dynamite.
Also.
At the Pearl at the Palms. For any old time UFC fans, you guys will remember this venue quite well because that's where they ran all of the Ultimate Fighter finale fights. One of the most famous fights, and one fight that changed the course of UFC history happened at the Pearl at the Palms when it was Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Bonnar. And that fight was so incredible that ratings spiked 200% in between round 1 and 3. That's how good of a fight it was.
Wow.
People were calling. This was 2005 too, so you didn't have social media. You're like, hey, motherfucker, turn this shit on.
Pre-smartphones even.
No, I was calling every motherfucker. Hey, we're on Spike TV, you motherfucker. Anyhow, but we're
Spike
at
TV. God damn, that was 2 lifetimes ago, Tom.
I know. But we are here at the Pearl of the Palms for AEW Dynamite, and we kick it off Collision style with some promos before the show. So MJF starts it off, and he's like, Brody King, you piece of shit. You're going to fucking lose. I don't like this town, and you suck. Kenny Omega then follows, and he's like, hey, check out my pecs. I'm fucking buff. And Andrade, I'm going to beat you up. And Don Callis, you prick. Stay away from Don Callis. And then Don Callis, I thought said something that you echoed last week where he was like, so we're kicking off the show. Then we got this match and then the main event. It's like the Don Callis show.
He said this is like AEW Dynamite presented by the Don Callis family or something like that. Or Don Callis family presents AEW Dynamite. He's like, that's what it feels like. And I was like,
you're kind of right.
Don watches the show.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Thanks, Don. Always appreciate the support.
Yep.
And then we go to a
could
promo
donate
from
Don.
Always, always. But then we go to a promo for the AEW tag team match, and we got Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale. They're like, we're gonna beat you up for this eliminator match, and then Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford were like, well, we're gonna fight, and we're gonna fight tonight, babes. Tonight, you're going at the end or looking at the end.
So. Yeah, we did. You said it, Collision style with the like rapid fire pre-show promos. Do you get the feel we're gonna run with this for a little while, or was this just a one-off?
I think it was just a one-off. I think they're kind of just doing hodgepodge, like, hey, tonight. Right. I think it's a good way to keep us on our toes, right? Because we've always joked that Tony Khan has an Excel spreadsheet because the women are always before the main event. And so maybe the spreadsheet got a little jumbled, right?
And even I remember back on Raw, we used to mark the eras by how they opened the shows, right? It was always like, main event guy comes out and cuts the promo time, or it was GM comes out and fucking does the thing, or it was guest host comes out and fucking, oh my God.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So I do like the switch of place. I also do like the prepackaged promo. Again, 2 reasons. One, if you don't know what you're watching, did I mess up here?
You messed it up. You sound like you're at the back of the room now.
Here we go.
There you
go. Now I'm
back.
back.
You're better. Smooth and silky.
Smooth and silky.
See, this is the benefit of the live stream. I mean, I'm going to leave this in the podcast too because I'm not going to do all that editing. But
yeah, it's fine. But yeah, you get to see me. Sweat. But I like it because one, it gets you prepped for the night. Okay, cool. Who's going to be the important things that I need to pay attention to? This match, and this person, right?
It's true. And it's believable.
And second, if you don't know what you're watching, right? Because we'll talk about it towards the end of the night. But this show made headlines in outside pro wrestling publications for a chant. So next week, if these people are like, let's give this a shot, I think starting off the show this way establishes these people. Oh, MJF's a prick.
Yep.
Yeah.
That person was an asshole.
Yeah.
No, I do like it. Really and it's, again, we've talked about this too. Like for any new viewers with us fresh here, welcome. We like to talk about the television show or the pay-per-view that we're watching, right? We're not trying to hunt the dirt sheet down.
Hate it.
And
don't care.
Determine who's on good contract terms or any of that shit. So if I'm trying to get in the kayfabe world and act as if, right, and suspend disbelief, if I'm watching a live fighting org, well, these folks are having a fight. Media's there going, hey, can I get a word with you before your fight tonight? Like, that's all very real. So I feel like that's a great way to present it.
Yeah,
like you said,
like it a lot.
We can't do it for fucking 4 months straight.
Right.
It can't be the way we open every Dynamite. Right. But when we know we got some solid matches coming up with some solid characters, do that.
Yeah. So we go from that to our first opening match of the night. It's the Don Callis family. You're going to hear that a lot tonight. It was Takeshita, El Colon, and Josh Alexander versus the Death Riders, consisting of Jon Moxley, Pac, and Daniel Garcia. I like this a lot. This was good. I think the story was eventually we're going to get Takeshita and John Moxley. So why don't we see them fight, but fight through
Yeah.
also fighting other people at the same kind of time and,
Yeah.
intermingling.
Right.
So what'd you think of the opening contest?
Yeah. Swinger fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the contest. I do still am getting more hung up now that you've pointed out are we really ready to think the Death Riders are faces? Like, I don't understand what this is. Like, I definitely don't look at the character Daniel Garcia is playing and be like, yep, that's a guy we're supposed to cheer for, right? I don't like Moxley. I can hear you, right? Sure, because he's John Moxley, for fuck's sake, right? And this is who he is, and so like, sure, but yeah,
Pac?
I don't know. I don't have a reason to. You guys were fuckholes for a long period of time, characters line, storyline wise, and you're still a bastard, and you're still a deranged freak who's like violent, you know. We were praising Garcia joining the Death Riders for that reason, to like finally sink into something like that. And now it'd be weird if he's just the rabid dog of the Death Riders. I don't want that.
And we just try hard. Yeah, I don't want to see you guys doing burpees.
Is there a swerve coming
matches
or something?
No,
it can't come
I
with
think
this Don Callis family thing.
No, I just think they're kind of in not a stall. Stall is too strong of a word, but I think they're in a cool hang period, right? Where it's just like, we're not really telling too crazy in-depth stories, but you want to see John Moxley wrestle. You want to see Pac wrestle. So here's some matches. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah, the old term that they used to overuse is tweener. I'm going to bring back up because, yeah, like, no, are they necessarily faces right now? But it's the fucking Don Callis family. So, like, anybody's better than that.
Yes, I think that's exactly it. Because, yeah, they have yet to come to the rescue of someone not in the Death Riders, right? It wasn't that the Don Callis family was beating up Darby Allin and Moxley comes and saves them or anything. You know what I mean? So they're not doing that. They're just doing we work hard. And I guess we like that as a society, which I don't. I don't give a fuck. Don't work hard at all. Just get the fucking results. Yeah, I've always hated that too. Do it on your own. Fuck you. If I could cut corners and do it easier, I'm going to do that. That's so much better.
Yeah. Is this a new age punk, like grindcore thing that you guys are trying to do?
I hope not. Yeah. I hate the I watched the Grammys side quest. I watched the Grammys last weekend because my friend, Conductor Williams, was a producer on the best R&B album for Leon Thomas. Shout out him. But so I was watching all the awards and a lot of them were fuck ice, right? Which good. Fuck ice. You know what I mean? But Pharrell Williams gets Pharrell Williams gets some award that's like the Dr. Dre Impact Legends. I don't exactly know. It's basically just like a legacy award, right? And his whole fucking message. So again, all night, everyone's like, hey, no one's an immigrant on stolen land, fuck ICE, all this stuff, right? Yeah. And Pharrell gets out there and he's like, hey, work, always be working. Don't be work harder. And it's like, what? First off, read the fucking room. And second, get the fuck on with that bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to lay on my deathbed and think about the 8 extra spreadsheets I sent to my fucking boss. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it was what I loved, right? Like if I loved it and I'm like, but I missed my kid's birthday. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly
so
right.
stupid.
No, a better world is possible, Tom.
Yes, exactly. Now, back to the match. We get a lot of good kickouts here. We get a lot of action. Daniel Garcia ends up taking the pinfall. He did have a cool like kick out on Takeshita, and then Takeshita was like, actually, let me do the cool move to you. Does the cool move to him, and that's what takes him out. So Don Callis family beats
thanks
Death
for kicking
Riders.
out. That reminds me. Fucker, eat that.
So that gets Takeshita the victory over Daniel Garcia, which then in turn, right after this match, we find out on Valentine's Day, Grand Slam Australia, it will be John Moxley versus Takeshita for the what does he have? Oh, Continental Championship. Here's the thing, guys. I think this is going to be awesome. Moxley versus Takeshita is going to be cool. Match. I like that Takeshita beat him previously. He beat his young boy, Daniel Garcia here. He seems to be steamrolling right to the championship, but I don't give 2 fucks about this championship.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's hard for me to care about a fucking championship that's just out of thin air.
Yeah.
It's
You could have made this match without the title on the line. Again, if Moxley was just, I'm the winner of the Continental Classic, cool. You know, like,
yeah.
somebody asked why he didn't put it in the briefcase.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a great point.
Yeah.
Great point there. But yeah, so
Briefcase,
we get
man.
that match at Grand Slam Australia. So we'll see what happens there. And then we go backstage. Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana were talking. Now, I picked up on something, but I didn't see it a lot online. So I want your opinion. Maybe I'm going haywire here. But essentially, Swerve is like, hey, I'm remaining on the main event picture, even though I lost to Andrade. So motherfuckers better not forget about me. Now, he doesn't say that. Prince Nana says it for on behalf of him, right? But Prince Nana had a very make sure it can all be seen embassy towel camera facing. So do you think we get Swerve saying, hey, if everyone's getting friends, I'm getting my friends back too? Or what do you make of the embassy towel that was, I guess, front and center, in my opinion?
I don't hate the idea of, good factions, right? So if that's what we're going to do, fine, provided we've got good folks to fill it that feel like if you told me we're part of an embassy, that they look the part, they feel the part, right? Like Swerve has that swagger, has that presentation, right?
Mm-hmm. The thought I had, and maybe again, sometimes my brain goes into step 7,000 and we haven't even got to step 2, right? But there was this whole like, I'm actually the mentors for Jet Speed, Swerve Strickland. Well, I'm actually the mentors of Jet Speed, Hangman Adam Page. And is that how Swerve tries to create his embassy by getting Jet Speed? And then that creates some tension between him and Hangman.
Or he just grabs two folks because they've got those shiny trios titles. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Or because, it could do that.
Need some gold.
Well, because remember that, like, flirtation is the wrong word, but that, I don't know, the smirk and a compliment that Swerve was given to Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
It made me feel like maybe he's trying to divide Jet Speed, right? Like, hey, Kevin, why don't you just come to me and join the embassy? Screw this nerd.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this nerd over here. Again, fun nerd. He's a fun nerd.
Horsecock. Remember? He came up with the team name. Did you see that t-shirt I sent you on Friday for 1 hour only?
Uh-huh.
Jet Speed Rodeo with a rooster on top of a horse.
It's a horse and a cock, he said.
It's a horse and a cock. Hey, that's what you're seeing. But yeah, interesting there. And we'll see if Swerve here in a little bit. So we'll put a pin on that and kind of revisit that here in a second. But we keep it going and we get a really cool highlight package. I thought the highlight packages throughout the entire night were A+. This is more of this. We don't need squash matches or like meaningless promos with Renee Paquette. If what we're just trying to say is this guy rules. We did this here with Will Ospreay where he's like, hey, broke my neck. It's fucking scary. Other people have done it. Now I'm going through it. I'm coming back. I'm the fucking best. Are you excited for Ospreay?
Ospreay, I feel like is better than average, right? So I'm never like, oh man, here comes the Ospreay thing. But I never, for me personally, have yet to feel like, holy shit, I really want Ospreay to win this thing, right? So sure, I just feel like, there's plenty going on, right? So I worry about what story we're gonna tell with Ospreay, but
it feels like the way it was positioned to me, the way I read this or saw that, I've been watching a lot of cooking shows. Another side quest here. I've been watching a lot of cooking shows, and these motherfuckers that judge the food.
Do you like get the pizza delivered and then watch the cooking show while eating the pizza delivery? Or do you...
No. But if it's dessert, I will. If it is dessert, I will have a dessert while I'm watching the baking championships. I will do that. But with the baking shows, one thing that I hate with these fucking judges is they'll eat something, right? They're like, yum, 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 yum. And they'll go, This reads too sweet. It's like, bitch, it's a taste. That's the sense. It's taste, not fucking reading. It doesn't read this way, you fucking dumb shit. Use your words better. It reads. We talk so stupid as a society. We talk so dumb as a society. No, it reads a little tart. Fuck off. Anyhow. So I'm an idiot for saying that.
You just said it's a little tart is what you could have said.
Or just it tastes, because that's the thing. That's what you're saying. It tastes.
Or even that.
Say the word taste. You have senses. Say the correct sense. Yeah. Anyhow, the way this was presented to me, the way I took in this promo package was, we're gonna get through this whole 700 people after MJF story, right? Where it's Brody King, it's Hangman, it's Swerve, it's Kenny Omega, it's Andrade, it's, all these people, right? And I think out of this gauntlet, whatever happens, right? Let's say it's Brody King, whoever. I think the gold at the end of the rainbow is going to be Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay is going to be like, oh, so you thought everything was done? Yeah, so now that I want that title. And whoever has it's going to be like, man, fuck, like,
we'll see about that.
Cause that's how we could get back to Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, right? If Kenny Omega out of this whole rigmarole is the champ, and now we love Kenny Omega, well, who's the new Kenny Omega in AEW? Will Ospreay. And if he comes in there doing his little peek behind the little, thing.
Yeah. Well, I've got some thoughts. We'll talk about it later as we get deeper into Dynamite.
I like it. All right. Then we get some mixed nuts tag team matches here with
mixed nuts.
The Canadian. Was it a Canadian tuxedo that Tony Storm was wearing here? Because it was all denim.
Yeah. Well, then that's.
Is that what we consider that?
Yeah.
So we had Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy taking on just two people. And the theme of this match was hair, if you could tell. It was Tony Storm grabbing this girl by the hair, throwing her from one side. It was Orange Cassidy doing the flip up, messing with the hair. It was a lot of like, we got great hair. They end up winning. And then what I liked, and tell me what you thought here. Then you hear Tony Storm be like, hey, what the fuck did I do? Why did I make a hair match? That was great. What did you think?
I love Tony Storm and everything. And man, what an interesting stipulation that we have. And we're going to, is that one? Is that for Revolution or is that for
That's for Grand Slam. That's on TV.
Okay, so we're not going to do predictions for that with this shirt on the line.
I mean, we can. We can if you want.
I think keep that shirt. Close to Revolution that it's weird.
Yeah, you can just keep it.
Yeah, you're so confident. You're like, right. Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere, so just keep wearing it. Yeah.
For anybody new, stay tuned for when the week before pay-per-views. We have a little predictions game, and the loser of the last one has to wear a Jeff Jarrett shirt and show that to people live on the live stream instead of wearing a cool shirt like this.
Yes,
or the one Tom is wearing. So stay tuned for that. And it's me. It's sitting up in my closet, whispering to me at night. Yeah.
My Jeff Jarrett Gold. Is that what it says?
I mean,
my Jeff Jarrett Gold.
Are we going to see a bald Tony Storm? Like, I know we're not.
No. I think this is all to get rid of all that fucking hair for Willer Yuta. I think Yuta was like, hey, guys, it went a little too far. How can I get a haircut without, just showing up? And so I think this is how we're going to do it. Now, here's my question.
Here's another problem about that fucking Death Riders thing. You cannot halt the Wheeler Sucks momentum right now. It's the most organic, like Vicky Guerrero heat-like thing you've ever had.
Yeah.
Ever
I
in
agree.
AEW.
But here's my question about this, because I don't know if they've actually said it straight up. So is the loser of this both people getting their head
I don't think
shaved?
so. No, I think it's
or is
whoever
it just
gets
one
got.
person? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's whoever got.
So then it's
makes
Yuta.
sense for Wheeler. Wheeler also feels like the one that can take that hit character-wise the easiest, right? And it doesn't affect anybody. Tony Storm is the one that feels like she could do the most with from a character perspective.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing I will say about
holy
that,
shit. This is where we could get the weird new time warp Tony Storm, because she just goes nuts. Remember she said, why did I make this match?
Well, yes, that would be cool. But yeah, I think it's to make fun of Yuta. But now here's my concern. Because they even brought this up.
We all love that.
Love it. They even brought this up. They're like, I'll be bald like Luther. And Luther was like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with that? Right?
Yeah.
But here's my thing with that. So let's just say it's Yuta, right? Most safe money would say it's going to be Yuta. So are we really going to do a bald chant at Yuta and then 2 matches later do a bald chant at Ricochet? We're running into some... Again, did we write the same thing on the Excel spreadsheet and hit copy paste?
Bald chant to me sounds great when somebody lost a match to get shaved bald, right? Ricochet,
it's just bald.
It's like, motherfucker, like the other option is skull it fucking, horseshoe thing. You don't want to look at that. Fuck you.
I did see, I can't remember who said it, whether it was Tommaso Ciampa or if it was Ricochet, but one of them challenged the other one kind of tongue in cheek to a hair versus hair match where the other one, where the loser has to grow out his hair. He can't be bald. Like he has to grow it out.
Can't fully, so we got to see the pattern.
Yeah, that would actually be funny. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. For a whole year, you have to grow your hair, no cutting it.
Yeah, that would be funny. And you just see these patches and bald spots and stuff thinning in the front. Yeah. But yeah, so we get that to look forward to for Grand Slam Australia. Again, it's going to be awesome. I kind of wish that they didn't do this on Valentine's night. Like, I get it, but also like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hard to be romantic when it's like, gotta watch the wrestling.
Maybe they pulled the audience and realized that these people ain't got girlfriends.
Yeah, well, we are smarter than Magamania. They do say that. Studies and research has shown that. We make more money and we're smarter. So there's that.
I mean,
yeah.
Roll the dice, spin the wheel.
Magamania over there. Yeah. All right. Next up, someone.
Whoop. God, it slips, man. Sorry.
It happens. I want your opinion on this because it feels like we're getting crazy, but I don't know why we're getting crazy. So Darby Allin
cocaine
is, maybe because Darby Allin's going down the skateboard in the parking lot, I guess, getting to the arena. And Clark Connors. Yeah. And Clark Connors has a, I guess, Chevy Impala or whatever the fuck car is. And he's like, hey, bitch. And he's like, oh, you want to fight? Let's fucking do it. And then Gabe Kidd, the fucking guy for he's the reason why the Power Rangers had to yell their colors. You know what I mean? He's that kind of fucking stupid. He fucking runs out there and he's like, I'm going to beat you up. That's a good one. I like that one. I said that one earlier today, and I was like,
it's funny. I never thought about that, and they did. Like green.
Why? You fucking idiot.
Like, all right, do I got to get the map too? Like, what the?
That was for Gabe Kidd and the Magamania people. I'm not saying Gabe Kidd is Magamania. I'm just saying those kind of people.
You're the reason that the Power Rangers had to say what color they are. I'm going to use that and write that down.
Yeah, it was fun. Oh, man. Okay, so they jump Darby Allin, and then they throw his ass in the back of the trunk of the car, and then they speed away. So here we go. Yep. We got Darby Allin just doing crazy shit again. This time, not his choice, in kayfabe, because Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, who they, I guess, are still saying are like the War Dogs or whatever. So here's another question I got for you. Gabe Kidd, Death Rider, War Dog. Who are you? Where are you? Are they together? Like, what the fuck is this about?
Because their face is over here, right? And you just did bad thing. You did bad guy thing over here. And you look bad guy. Your attitude comes off bad guy. So, yeah, War Dogs. I mean, I hope they're War Dogs and they're not with the Death Riders. I also don't really like Gabe Kidd much. Clark Connors, I know next to nothing about. So, I'll give him time. We'll see.
I'll say this, though. This was the best presentation I've seen so far of Gabe Kidd. This was the least I'm just trying to be Conor McGregor. This was more, I'm just a psycho and I want to kill Darby Allin, right? Like, it seemed not to be so much of a cosplay last night.
Right. Yeah. If your whole thing is going to be, we don't cut promos, we catch you in the back and fucking, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? We might disappear your ass.
Yeah, and Clark Connors over here looking like eBay Hangman Adam Page. Like, I don't know. You cut your hair, do something.
He
brother,
looks like the son of when Brutus Beefcake came back as like what was he called, like the Apocalypse or something?
Oh yeah, the NWO. Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
that was.
Mhm.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like if you had to draw what Hangman Adam Page looked like blindfolded, and then you were like, "What is it?" and it's like, "It's Clark Connors." Like that's what
If
it
you
looks
ask
like.
AI to draw Hangman,
AI, please draw Hangman. Clark Connors comes out. What the fuck is this? It's you, bud.
like,
Fucking
this
give
is
it- give it
Hangman
a-
Adam Page.
Yeah. And speaking of, and this is why I said that, because speaking of, the next segment, we get a hoss fight with Hangman Adam Page and Mark Davis. Credit to Mark Davis here. 2 matches in a row where he looked the part.
Man,
both losing, but
and
looking
Mark
the part.
Davis, like, I know we already saddled him with like the most generic name we can find, and maybe that's his name, so I don't want to maybe disparage them, but like, man, the partner situation keeps getting fucked over, and I mean he fits really well in a tag team. That's why like it kind of sucks that this keeps happening, but yeah, I mean this was good, right? The Hoss fight was good here, like lived up to it. Yeah, we're still on this, like, all these folks are after MJF, right? And these folks are, like, amassing their victories, right? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I thought the match was good here. I did find myself being like, all right, I want, you know what I mean? Like, something's got to happen. We've got to get, like, a bigger moment here with all of this story. Like, something kind of, like, a little twist or a little, like, extra something's got to happen.
A little pop to it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I will say this about Mark Davis. To your point, Doyle, I guess it is being reported that he ripped his bicep.
Damn.
Here's what I would do. You got Kyle Fletcher kind of on ice right now, right? I think he's going to go after the TNT championship again now that Tommaso has it, but he really hasn't like jumped him or anything like that. So if you want to keep Mark Davis active, but you still want to have Kyle Fletcher wear his pink and show off for the girls, bring back Aussie Open. That was the team that we were introduced to.
Yeah,
have them beat up. Yeah, this or whatever. That throwing up blood signs or whatever. Because that would be what I would do. I would say Mark Davis and Fletcher bring back Aussie Open. They team up to take on Mark Briscoe and Tommaso Ciampa, and then that way you get Kyle Fletcher be like, "I'm still going after that TNT title," and they're like, "But we're buddies," you know.
So, because it didn't happen on Dynamite, this wasn't probably in your log to talk about here, but Ciampa is your TNT champion.
Good. Again,
Susie, he called it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. But here's the thing. You do run the risk of, well, those guys must be better than our guys because he just came in and beat, again, from the pecking order, the second best men's champion.
I'll say this.
Singles champion.
Yeah. I'll say this, though. I feel like Mark Briscoe is always the guy that, like, yeah, he can win any of these matches. He could also lose any of them.
He's got an Eddie Kingston to him. Yeah, he's got a little bit of an Eddie Kingston to him where it's like Eddie Kingston could beat John Moxley or he could lose to Okada.
So I think we think sometimes of like, these are your main event guys and this is your next level and this is whatever. Like Mark Briscoe feels like he's one of those, like he could win or lose across a lot of these levels. You know what I mean? Because he's just an, you know what I mean, an anomaly of a character, right?
Well, and those are the most interesting characters to me because it's very interesting to know, like, well, what will happen here, right? Because let's even go back 6 months ago, I think, even maybe less than that. He beat MJF. He beat MJF and sent MJF packing, right? Like, hey, bitch, get the fuck out of here, right? And that's our men's
MJF
world
was
heavyweight
like,
champion.
I lost to Mark Briscoe. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But like, you get what I'm saying? And so it's like,
yep,
he can beat the heavyweight champion, or he could lose to first time in the organization, Tommaso Ciampa.
Clark Connors tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, and that's what makes it interesting because it's like, well, I don't know. Because, for example, this Hangman match here, Hangman versus Mark Davis, we knew.
No way, yeah. I mean, like, the only way is, like, fuckery from the Don Callis family, right?
Exactly. But, yeah, so, yeah, I like that about Mark Briscoe. But, anyhow, going back to this match, Hangman beats Mark Davis. Then he gets on the microphone afterwards, and he's like, Kitty, I hope you win because I want to wrestle you because that was fun and we should do that again. And you're an honorable man and I'm an honorable man. So let's lock him up one more time.
Here, right?
Well, Then he says, foreshadowing, and MJF, I'm going to kick you in the dick to make you never have kids again. Again, paraphrasing here. And there we go, right? So there's that. Next up, we get another highlight package. This time, it's just for Kevin Knight. 1 second, I got to sneeze. Nope, no, I don't.
Look at that.
Yeah.
No, he says, oh, nope. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't.
It feels like it's
maybe
Kevin.
he doesn't.
It's not.
But Kevin Knight was great here.
Yeah, Kevin Knight was great. Well, because it brought up again, Kevin Knight lost to Swerve Strickland, but he does have wins over Okada and Darby Allin. So maybe he's on the come up, right? I found this interesting because it wasn't jet speed.
Right. Yeah.
I found that interesting. And again, with my dumb brain, I went back to why does Prince Nana have a towel that says the embassy all of a sudden?
Yeah.
And there's no one other than him and Swerve.
Yeah. I really do think like any lift we've done for shoeless Mike Bailey here to like get him in front and get him endeared to folks can carry on, right? Like he can do the same thing without Kevin Knight in tow. But I think Kevin Knight's limited in what he could do and be while walking around with Mike Bailey. You know what I mean?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Totally agree. Yeah. Again, they are the trios champ, right? Hangman.
Yeah.
Shoeless Mike Bailey. And
we'd
Kevin
have to
Knight.
end that somehow.
I think the perfect trios champ right now is, because again, I would also get rid of the singles title, but is Ricochet and GOA. That seems like the best trios, because you know what he could do to a lesser extent? What Christian did with the TNT Championship, right? When it was actually Luchasaurus, but he wore it. Again, he would actually still be a champion, but it's really GOA that's winning the title matches for him, and he's running around with all 3 belts, and he's like, look at me, this is the best, you know? Like, which, man, speaking of, I have missed Christian. I've been like, man.
So good. He's unmatched in assholery. Man, like he stands there and makes you want to punch him in the face. Just standing there. Like you look at him and you're like, fuck. You could walk in the room and just come upon him standing there and you'd be like, no, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like he just knows how to make you,
Well, we've always kind of kicked around the idea that like to use legends, you can use them in like elder statesman roles, right?
Yeah.
I still think if you wanted to run with that idea, the elder statesman for MJF is Christian. So if MJF is like, what the fuck? I don't know how to get out of this. And then he just like gets a meeting with Christian and he's like, look at this fat piece of shit. And he's like, dude, I'm fucking trim. I got an 8-pack.
Yeah.
You look fat to me. Sit down. Like, what do you want? You know?
And he's hair transplant looks like shit.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm having trouble with Brody King. You're having trouble with that fucking guy that looks like a 10-year-old sticker book? Really? That's who you're struggling with? You know? And he's like, God damn it, he's pretty strong. You know, like that would be the good
100%.
Yeah.
So Christian has that, or where like you look at him, he feels like that, where he honestly believes he is the elder statesman in the room.
Yeah. And so
fun fact, I think enough people have said publicly out loud that like that's the real guy too. Like that's what he's like. Like this is not much different.
Right. And so again, they just kind of disappeared after they beat FTR. Now I understand Copeland is like filming a movie, but like Christian, anyhow, that was just side quest. Let's get back on track.
So good. So good.
Yeah, so good.
We can't even get a video of something.
Yeah, something.
Dad's on
another
vacation,
thing that was really good
sending
though.
back little vacation postcards. Man, come on.
Yeah, just go into like a Widows Anonymous meeting and be like, what's up, ladies? I heard you're, you know what I mean? Where's the man of the house? And they're like, oh. Wouldn't that be great?
But you know, yeah, like one of them's got to be like,
get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. He's out of here, guys. He's out of here. Yeah. Okay, speaking of something good though here, we get for the first time ever that I'm told, Andrade El Idolo of the Don Callis family taking on Kenny Omega.
The Don Callis family.
The winner takes on Hangman at Grand Slam Australia. Now, I really like this match. I was very nervous that this was going to turn into now you sit there and I'm going to jump off the ropes and do 6 backflips. It wasn't that. It was more so of the guess how hard I'm going to hit this motherfucker right in the chin. Like I like this one. This was good.
We are leaning into he's almost, is he a Chippendale Andrade? Is he Chip Andrade? Like what's going on here?
Well, and also so if you go back to kind of, I guess how this started is he decided to wrestle a match Sting style in a t-shirt.
Yeah,
and the crowd was like,
that.
Get the fuck on. You're in shape. And he's like, okay.
And he's like statue in shape, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not carb in shape.
Yeah, he's like an action figure. And so he takes off his shirt, and this is again on Collision. And then the crowd was like, well, let's see what else he'll do. Take off your pants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like, fuck it.
Right, okay. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the one where he damn near pulled his dick out.
Yeah. Well, and so now it feels like this is kind of the routine. So in this match with Kenny Omega, he starts in a t-shirt. Now, no one really chants for it, but he kind of makes eyes at the 4 girls next to West Side Gun, and he takes his shirt off, and we get the woos.
Can we make him a 2026 version of Val Venus somehow? Like...
I mean, like a Ricky Martin. You know what I mean? The living la vida loca, and then putting fucking wax on your chest and shit, and having it licked off by fucking furries or something. I don't know. Hey, look, whatever you're into. I wish.
It sounds like you very specifically knew.
Hey, you just worry about your stuff, okay?
I'll worry about me. Shame me.
Yeah. I like what I like, and you like what you like.
We're talking about AEW over here, fucker.
Yeah. Talking about Andrade. We're talking about half-naked men play fights.
Yes.
Okay?
Hot. Yes.
Hot indeed. But yeah, hard-hitting match here. We get back and forth. Kenny Omega starts to get the upper hand. That makes Don Callis a little anxious. He distracts the ref, throws the screwdriver to Andrade. Andrade's like, love this. Thanks, pal.
Got it.
He goes to rear back to hit Kenny Omega. Swerve comes. And it's like, bitch, you're not cheating again. And Andrade's like, hey, I'm not wrestling you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not in this.
You don't like this guy.
Yeah, get the fuck on. And then that distracts the ref because, again, refs are idiots. And Andrade goes, hey.
Except Bryce Remsburg.
Well, but in his work life. But in his work life, he's still an idiot. He's a real smart person, but in work life, he's dumb. Right. But the ref is distracted with...
kayfabe.
With Swerve Strickland. And Andrade goes, well, there's Swerve Strickland. How did I beat him? Oh, I kicked him in the dick. Let's do that to Kenny Omega. Wow. Kicks him in the dick. Beats Kenny Omega. Andrade.
Beats Kenny Omega.
So now at Grand Slam Australia, we're going to get Andrade versus Hangman. So let's first talk about that. How do you feel about this matchup? Winner gets MJF, I guess, maybe, at Revolution.
So, last week was Andrade shock swerve. And now he's beating Omega. All the ladies love him. His milkshake brings the gals to the yard.
And the boys.
And the boys. And the theys and the whatever.
And the theys and the beating hearts.
Yes. I mean, I think mine beat a little faster. Yeah, man. I know... We've said this. Everybody always talked about Andrade late. We're like, he's coming up here, top. Like, he's that dude. And we were sitting around waiting to be like, okay, but what? I'm not seeing that. And so now at least it looks like they are placing him on this stage now.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you, I don't know that it feels like it's supposed to be Hangman, right?
It does, and this is in no way me shitting on Hangman because look, he's right above my head. Love him. Top 5 favorite pro wrestlers of all time already. He's the best. But if you were to say, hey, in LA Revolution, where we're trying to get the most casual eyes, Hangman MJF, that kind of feels like we've done that already.
Yeah,
like,
we have.
There has to be something else to it.
Yeah. Andrade, MJF, the Don Callis family now fucking with MJF.
That seems interesting. Where do we go there? What happens? And not to spoil, but if you're listening, you probably did watch last night. What if it's Brody King versus Andrade?
So, okay. So we're going to jump the gun, right? Brody King gets a shot at MJF before somebody else is going to get a shot at MJF.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the chant, that MJF face. It feels like this is the moment you should do something like this, because I don't hate the idea of like, we've spent this, they're like, I'm coming for you, MJF. No, I am. And they all to kind of like outprove each other. And then it's just, whoops, it's Brody King, because he just squashes the shit out of MJF twice even, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And like, now, who wants some? And they're like, oh, I thought it was MJF. Oh. And he's like, who wants some, right? And then maybe that's where you get, you're like, Will Ospreay's like, oh, well, if none of you want to step up,
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could do that. I wouldn't hate that. And in LA, if you had the guy that has abolish ice, boy, that seems, that would check a lot of the boxes to get people who don't usually pay attention to AEW to pay attention to AEW.
So you haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to the news for, your mental health, preservation. But did you see that the LA folks beat some of these like ICE and police back into the federal building? When they started to come out, they all just started like, shoving them back in, and then they put dumpsters in front of the doors and and wouldn't let them out, and they started spray painting the buildings and everything. And there was this one video where, so there's like a swinging door, and this guy reaches out with a gas can and starts trying to like spray people out, like just with his arm, and somebody comes pro wrestling drop kick style and kicks the door on his arm.
Hell yeah.
Against the electron's arm. I was like, hell yeah, LA. It was like RVD coast to coast style, just wham, kick that door on his arm. I was like, hell yeah.
And look, I listened to a podcast, and there's some people from Minnesota there, and they kind of say, this is going off in different tangents. They say it's worse than what's being reported. Like, it's pretty
100%.
bad.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying that they're doing bad. They are doing good. But if I start to fuck around with cities like LA and Philadelphia, there ain't going to be dead bodies of civilians.
That's what I'm saying.
There are going to be some dead bodies of ICE people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You motherfuckers are going to melt in the street. You guys go to
Here's
those
the thing.
fucking
The
cities
people
to do
ordering
shit.
those ICE people don't give a shit. And that's what those
Right.
ICE foot shoulders should have learned, is like, they're going to send you to die.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Well,
have
yeah,
at it,
exactly.
I guess.
But
Get what you get.
all that to say, let's get back on track. Yeah, if you do Hangman and MJF, look, those are the two biggest stars, right? That's the main character and the main bad guy in the history of AEW. So it's not like to say they couldn't do good.
Yep.
And they did good
But it feels
last
like we
time,
took a left turn away from it all of a sudden when we were right there ready to do it, to start telling this story. So it would be weird for us to just end up back there, right?
Yeah, and it also feels not anticlimactic, but kind of underwhelming if you did another multi-man world title match, right? Because we did it with Samoa Joe and Hangman and Swerve.
But could you do that with
MJF.
Brody King if they're like, oh,
but that's what I'm saying.
I mean?
But if we did like Brody
yeah.
King and Kenny Omega and Swerve and Hangman, it's like, well, we just did something like that. So
yeah,
I think, so let's get back on track. So Andrade wins. So he'll be taking on Hangman at Grand Slam. The fallout of the match, though, is Swerve Strickland and Kenny Omega start pushing each other. Kenny Omega's like, hey, why did you come down? And Swerve's like, I was trying to help you, you dumbass. And Kenny's like, I didn't fucking want your help. And they start shoving
your
each
help
other.
sucks.
Yeah. And so it looks like potentially two people have fallen off of this tree of contenders, and we might be getting Kenny Omega versus Swerve. How do you feel about that matchup?
I mean, we're going to like that. We've said this before with like Kenny Omega, get away from the All Friends Wrestling and do some matches with things like Swerve. I think it was one of the ones we've called out several times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I'm excited for that part. Yeah. It's some fresh blood that Kenny Omega, can have a story with. Because that's the other thing too. Yeah, I understand he has had matches with other people outside of his friends, but like
You know what?
storyline wise, it's just been Don
I
Callis
will
and the Young
say
Bucks.
what this story has done. I think we were thinking back a little bit ago, and we were like, who's in the main event picture? We've got a little bit of a hurt for this, and now we've established there's 6 names we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
you know,
I will say this is the most interesting thing so far that AEW's done, where it's like, I don't know. Is it, like I said, is it Brody? Is it Swerve? Is it Kenny?
Is it Kenny? Is it Hangman?
Do we stay with MJF?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is it Osprey? Like,
does Christian come back out of nowhere and be like, it's me, motherfucker? Like, who knows, man?
That
who
would
knows?
be awesome. God, that would be cool. So yeah, they get into an argument, Omega and Swerve, and we end that there. Then we go and talk to Chris Statlander, and she says, Tekla, you're getting a rematch. You're a bitch. You're a rematch. You're going to get your rematch, but we ain't going to just do a normal fight. We're going to do a stipulation. And so Renee's like, well, what is it? And she's like, tune in Saturday. And it's like, okay, give us some options though.
We got to plug the Saturday.
I know, but like,
hint,
it could be this. Yeah, it could be a 2 out of 3 falls. It could be a cage match. Like, say a bunch of shit, and then I don't know. Because now if you're just like, it's a no DQ. Okay.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Telling me to wait for something is building my anticipation. So you've raised the bar on yourself, right?
Yeah. But if you give me a ballpark, well, then I'm like, okay, we know something we can expect here. Yeah. Just, but she's looking
like if she
great.
was holding a bull rope, we might have an idea what she's about to say. You know?
Right. But she's looking great. She looks like the champ. I will say the presentation of her in this promo made her look like, that's the number 1 woman in AEW. Like she looks the part.
Yeah,
so
you're not wrong.
It was
there.
really cool. Yeah. We keep with the women and we go into an AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Eliminator match. It's Mega Bad of Megan Bain and Penelope Ford taking on the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, are
this is
women's
a qualifier
champions.
match.
Yes, not eliminator. It's a qualifier. Although maybe not, because we get some good wrestle here. Wrestle. All of them do well. But Mega Bad picks up the victory. They pin Harley Cameron. So now they will get
a title
AEW Women's Tag Team Championship match at AEW's Grand Slam Australia. I'll tell you what, this Grand Slam Australia is a fucking pay-per-view on TV. Like, these are some awesome matches.
It's a great card setting up, and the crowd was hyped last time they were over there. Mega Bad feels like a good tag team to run with, man. Mega Bad, it's a good name. You can merch that.
And it's a good dynamic where Penelope can be the one that takes all the big bumps and like runs through the buzzsaw. And then Megan Bain picks up all the scraps and body slams everyone to hell.
And then even with Mega Bad, like that also has the connotation, like we use bad to mean like, attractive
badass.
female.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like badass. There's also, you know what I mean? Like bad bitches bad. As you were, right? Like,
yeah. I like it. It's better than Mega Problem or whatever the fuck Marino was trying to do.
Yeah.
I also, this mother's milk thing, I don't like.
Please don't. Yeah. Can we not? What is that? I also don't think of that as some sort of knockout blow to somebody.
Smothering.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
just smothering. Like you're just smothering someone, which you can.
Mother's titty is not mother's milk.
Yeah. But like, it's just bad all around, but whatever. Okay.
I used to think the worst name I heard was when Gail Kim was using meat to feet.
Oh yeah.
But Mother's Milk is up there.
Mother's Milk is, especially for her, because like if Toni Storm does it, she's doing it tongue in cheek and sexual.
Right.
Marina Shafir's doing it like I'm a badass, and it's like that's a dumb name.
I will choke you out on the ground, and so calling something Mother's Milk is weird.
Yeah, very weird. But
are you waterboarding me with your?
Yeah, I guess so.
What the hell?
So we get someone to win an eliminator match, and that's the Mega Bad. And like I said, they're going to be taking on the Babes of Wrath at Grand Slam Australia. Then we talked about him earlier. Here he is talking to us. It's our new TNT champion, Tommaso Ciampa, and he issues an open challenge for Collision. So he said, "Hey, Mark Briscoe was awesome for him doing the open challenge. I'm going to keep the spirit of that. So Saturday, anyone who wants it can get it. But I tell you what, Sylvie is loving her new home. And then he does this whole thing where like he aggressively moves away from the chair. Have you noticed that? He's like, I'm getting up from the chair. And it's like,
yeah, which is a thing he's done. Yeah, yeah. You know how I know we have too many titles? We got to do open challenges.
yeah, you can't tell stories.
You know?
Now, here's again, if you wanted to give titles, air quotes, personalities, you could have this many titles. Whereas, like we talked about last week, if you want to become the Continental Champion, you have to beat him twice, or you have to fucking be in the tournament, or if you beat the champion in the tournament, you just get an automatic
There's
shot.
distinct rules around that, right?
There's distinct
the
rules.
meat championship would be like big beefy dudes. You got to be 250 plus or whatever, right? Like,
or John Silver. I think that would be awesome if you put him in there, right? Just all these fucking massive guys.
It's a tape ratio is what it is,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about weight. It's like, it's a shoulders to neck.
Can you put your arms down? Or your lats too big because you can't put your arms down. Yeah. But but if the TNT championship again was only defended on TNT and it was an open challenge, well, that's the brand. And again, the other thing that pro wrestling, I think, has never done great at is telling you, other than the champion means you're the best, what else comes with it. Right. So like, for example, if you were the TNT champion, you know what that comes with? Commercials of you on TNT, right? Like, we will promote you, not AEW. We'll promote you. So that's why you want to be the TNT champ. You know what I mean? Give these things identities instead, because the national championship and the TNT championship are the same thing. Fucking thing.
Same thing.
It's just silliness.
Same thing. Yep.
Speaking of the national championship, that's what we get next. We get Ricochet taking on Jungle Jack Perry. And I'm not trying to body shame anyone, Tim. I think everyone should feel comfortable how you do your life, whatever, just be healthy. You know what I mean? Let's not make bad choices and have some fun. Is Jack Perry getting smaller? It feels like every week his waist is like a size 22.
Yeah.
Because when he was the scapegoat, he didn't look this small, but now it's like, maybe
he's just one of those guys that, like, if you're not making sure the protein intake is up,
he just can't hold the weight or something. But he looked so tiny. And maybe that's what it is. You know, again, not trying to body shame
over here,
but like, it just looks like he continues to shrink. He's like the shrinking man.
The jungle life is hard, Tom.
I guess so. Swinging from those trees with those knives in your pockets.
Stuff.
Yeah. But he loses to Ricochet. Right.
Yep.
So he gets the snare trap. GOA comes out and is like, fuck you. You know, that ain't going to work. Here you go. Hands on the rope.
Yep.
Ricochet then ends up getting the victory. Haha. Ricochet's the best. Also, side note, have you heard what Ricochet's been saying recently?
So the stuff online about all the WWE like choking out the life out of fucking people.
Yeah. And then he's like, they did it to me. And then what I thought was interesting, because I think he is friends with him. He's like, they did it to Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura as well. It's like,
Well, and people were like, I know, like he made a comment, he said it, and then somebody was like, oh, you said whatever, and he was like, no, I mean this. And he like doubled down on it, and somebody came back to him, and then like he flooded. He was like, "No, this is what I feel." Like, I love that he's like, "I'm never fucking going back there." Like, fuck them, they suck. They're shit.
Well, Andy kind of brings up like good use cases, right? Like, it wasn't like he just got singled out. It was like, look at Nakamura. That's the biggest travesty for Nakamura to win the 2016 Royal Rumble to now. I couldn't even tell you. I don't even know the last time I saw Shinsuke Nakamura.
So again, I don't watch that show, but I'd forgotten the name. Like I didn't. I was like, oh yeah, he's a thing over there. Like he's still.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because with algorithms, they'll fucking push something like, "Don't you want to see this one also?" I'm like, no, I don't. I just want to see AEW. But I don't even see his name. I don't see nothing. Like I saw that AJ Styles retired, which, hey
We
brother.
did?
Well, that's what they said. I read a headline that said he lost to Gunther and he retired. And so if he does, hey brother, get some matches over here. You wouldn't sign up for Omega versus AJ Styles?
Look, I'll say this. I saw Sting's retirement recently. I know they do them right. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if it was done right or not. I have no idea as far as like, but
yeah.
I just saw a headline. But
Well, I saw John Cena's.
Osprey,
I know they didn't do that one right.
yeah. Well, because John
I mean,
Cena
I
is
saw
such
the
a,
last moment, to be fair. I saw that,
and
I saw.
the crowd didn't get it. Brother, if the crowd didn't get it, that means you sucked.
Well, again, because here's the deal. Like, you wrote it for TV. You didn't write it for the crowd. The people more than 2 rows back can't see you smiling. So they just think you just gave up.
Well, and again, it doesn't even never give up, except for like when you're just done.
Except for the final time.
Yeah, just give up then. Because who the fuck cares? You're not coming back. Like, it's such a dumb fucking thing. It's like the person on their last day of work who just was like, I'm calling in sick. It's like, you didn't have to fucking do it. Just show up on your last day. John Cena fucking sucks. I will always say that. He is the suckiest of suck.
That down. Call in sick on the last day. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's like, brother, it's your last. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, John Cena's the worst. John Cena is the fucking worst. The worst athletic, famous pro wrestler of all time is CM Punk, but the worst fucking gimmick of any famous pro wrestler is John Cena. Oh, you want to be the champ? Fuck off. Fuck off. Again, the human.
Shirt.
Yeah. Well, the human, again, seems like a really great guy with the Make-A-Wish and all that. Credit to him. I'm not saying anything about the human. I'm only talking about what is on TV. Fuck that guy. Anyhow, Ricochet won. Ricochet won. And then, guess what? We go back to Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. And they're choking out some production guy. And they're like, play this fucking video. And they're like, okay, all right. Like, you could have just said it.
Yeah, like, if you guys are going to ransack shit and fucking be a,
beat up the fat
gang
guys
by
in the
brute
truck.
force. Love it.
I like it. Yeah. And so they show this video where they're, what is it with Darby Allin and like, you know what's fucking cool? Dragging me. Like, he loves to be in a body bag, dragged across something.
For whatever reason, like, I think it's one of those, like, well, I've got to come up with something. Like, I don't think that you do got it. You're like, no, it's the thing, so I got to come up with it. Like, it's the thing, but it's not the only thing, right? Like, that's where I think you're missing the point. It's like, we don't got to do that. Because it starts, like you said, it starts to lose its... Because now when I'm like, remember that time Darby Allin got drugged behind the vehicle? And you're going to be like, the time with
Moxley?
the Gabe Kid,
No.
or the time with the
Yeah.
Moxley, or the time with the... Yeah,
Jack
well,
Perry. No,
Yeah.
nope. Yeah. And so they do that. Yeah. So they do that there. Right. And then I guess they kind of, what did they do? Kick him a little bit or whatever. And then they cut the
put
cord.
the boots to him.
Yeah. And they're like, leave his ass in the desert.
Yeah. Right.
Here's the thing though. Don't come up next week. Like, Darby, you have to be gone for a while. Cause if you just show up next Wednesday, who the fuck cares that you got left in the desert?
There is the hard to reconcile, like, wishing to stay in kayfabe mode, right? When watching these shows, is how we reconcile with the, like, criminal acts that some of these folks do. Kidnap and leave this guy for dead in the desert. Like, tune in Saturday. Will Darby get his revenge?
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, is because it's like, so yeah, they kidnapped and then left a man out in the desert with no resources on camera. But if you push a referee, well, that's a $25,000 fine.
You're fucking out of here. Yeah.
What?
You interfere in the C2 match, you're fired.
Yeah, you're fired. You want
But
to kidnap
Kid,
Darby? It's
cut this guy's head
cool.
off.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So some of the things need to balance out here. So yeah, we get that.
We're telling stories over here, pal. All right.
Well, yeah, but like consistency. But anyhow, but then we get to the top of the hour, and Tony Schiavone and Excalibur say, "Hey, we're staying with this fucking main event for as long as we need." And here we go. We get our
How long
challenger.
did we need?
Brody King, and again, this was an AEW World Championship
Yep.
men's eliminator match.
Yep.
Our challenger, Brody King, taking on the champion, MJF. And as mentioned, Brody King wins. Then he gets a match against MJF at Grand Slam Australia.
He squashed one. This thing took less than 2
Well,
minutes.
but this was awesome because we didn't present it that way, right? We put the
Right.
lights down. We had MJF doing the flexing, the
Yep.
big fucking towel that, or the, the flag with
Yeah,
his
this was
initials.
big fight feel. Yep.
Yeah. We get the crowd chanting fuck ice. Like it feels like all right, here we fucking go. And right when the bell rings, and we get old Hangman going, hey, what's up? Remember me?
Cowboy shit.
I'm fucking cool. Woo, woo, woo. And MJF's like, you're a fucking. And Brody King goes, I'm snatching this motherfucker's neck.
Shouldn't have watched that guy. Yep.
Ha! And then he fucking ragdolls him. He looked like a MJF looked like a fucking thing. You know, when you go to like those like playhouses things and like you put a quarter in and you try to like get the things out of with the claw,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
like,
Yep.
You grab it and then you release it. He looked like the thing when you release it. He's like, burn.
Just drop. Yep.
Just as right to the ground. And then, gets another ass bomb to the face and then gets his neck dropped on. 1, 2, 3. Brody King. What do you make of this?
Man, I love it. Brody King is on fire, man. The thing is, I can see why you would be a little worried about pulling the trigger here and giving him the title, right? But I would think, like, man, I don't know that you come out well on the other end if you don't, with them.
Here's what it feels like to me. And this is where you have the chance to do the thing so we don't have to say what if. Not to say like it's the same type of character. But if you go back to WWE, remember when Zack Ryder got himself over and everyone fucking loved Zack Ryder and Zack Ryder's in the main event picture.
Yeah, and they were like,
and
no.
then Kane just fucking killed him or whatever, right? And then his girlfriend, the Gracie, she kicks him in the dick and we never see Zack Ryder again in the main event picture. Not to say that they would do that, but if you have him lose to MJF,
man, if he just goes back to being in multi-man matches with people, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's now or never, man.
Yeah. The only thing I would say.
And you just got rid of Powerhouse off. Not that you got rid of him. He left. But, like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about the meat needing to be represented.
Yeah.
Man.
And as I've mentioned, Cody Rhodes is the face of MAGA Mania. The motherfucker that looks exactly different than him.
Yeah.
Have this guy. You know what I mean?
Well, I also because I sent my wife videos of the fuck ice chants and everything. And I was explaining to her like how that came about because of Brody King. Right. And I was like, and then, he caught a little flack then when he did that with the shirt. I was like, but the issue is, when you see this guy, not a whole lot of many people are like, let me sign up to fucking poke the bear and tell this guy what for. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, if you want to get out the message of fuck ice from AEW, having him do it, it's hard for them to be like, pussy blue-haired liberal or whatever, you know what I mean? Because fucking look at this guy.
Because you can, theoretically, you could push around Darby Allin if Darby Allin's saying that, like, fuck this guy, right? He's just a weirdo that likes pain. Brody King will fucking snatch you up, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a different kind of thing there. But I do feel, I feel like this is a pivotal moment for both AEW and for Brody King, because it could be a Zack Ryder situation where if you don't pull the trigger, then Brody King was cool that one time. But, and not to say that this would be the same thing. This is why booking is very hard. Like, you have to have your shit planned out. And I trust AEW because they've yet to really shit the bed in a main event picture, right? But you also don't want Jinder Mahal where it's like, it's a shock title change and it's Jinder Mahal. And they're like, what? Yeah. And you're like,
Jinder.
Don't hinder gender,
Don't hinder gender. Remember we kept begging them to make it gender equality.
Gender equality. Gender equality is the fucking thing to do there.
Yes. Like, where are my gender equality advocates?
Yeah.
Like gender equality. Because that's why he deserves a title shot. Like, Because we
Yes.
need gender equality around here, right? Don't we love gender equality? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's how it should be.
You missed the boat on that one.
Again, at AEW Grand Slam Australia, we got some matches here. So we've got the women's world title match, Babes of Wrath versus Mega Bad. We got the Continental Classic Championship, Moxley Takeshita. We got Brody King facing MJF for the championship. And then you got the number one contender match with Hangman and Andrade. Should we do picks on this? I mean, this feels like a pay-per-view.
It is a pay-per-view, but I think it's not our, you know what I mean? It's not our normal time frame to do it. So no, we won't. But it is a great card. It is a great card. They could have made this revolution, and I think we all would have bought in for it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, Tom, something we forgot to do at the beginning of the show, but we're still here.
Uh-oh.
And it's got gas in it. I think we need to dust off the time machine and go
Back in time.
Hey, okay.
Forgot to bring this up earlier, but now it's staring me in the face. I figure we might as well do it, right? We might as well go back and see what happened. It's February 10th, 2021.
Okay.
Dynamite was live from Daly's Place in Jacksonville. It's a massive episode because it featured the in-ring debut of New Japan Pro Wrestling star Kenta, who teamed up with AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. They faced Jon Moxley and Lance Archer in a chaotic Falls Count Anywhere match. Fight went all over the stadium, into the bleachers, the hallways, and eventually into the catering kitchen. While brawling in the kitchen, Kenny Omega grabbed a distinct food item to use as a weapon against Moxley. What did he use against Moxley? He hit him over the head with it.
With a food item?
Yep. They're battling in the kitchen.
Grabs
this and swings on him. Yeah, this one was a tough one. I was like, this is so obscure. Like this is early days of like, we were given the EVPs too much penmanship here, right?
Was it a rotisserie chicken?
Nope. Little more hard hitting.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Bag of potatoes. He had a big ass bag of potatoes.
Oh, yeah, because he gave him potato because of the insider. Yeah, that was perfect. I do remember that.
So then, the Good Brothers came out, right? They helped Omega and Kenna secure the win. But yeah, then he's sitting there holding the potatoes.
Because, then there was also the backstage during Anarchy in the, was it Anarchy in the Arena? Yeah, Anarchy in the Arena. Remember when it was like Wardlow and Jack Swagger and they were in the catering? But yeah, the potatoes. Now I do remember. I can see it now.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is way back in this, early days. Because, I mean, going through, I'm like reading this and I was like, hold on, Moxley and Archer?
I do remember that because that was around the time when like Archer and Moxley did remember that awesome promo that Moxley did, that pre-tape where he was like in a bar and he's like, one of these days someone's going to get me and I know they're going to get me. And you say everyone's going to die. Is it going to be you who gets me? And that's when it was like, fucking Archer's the man, which I will say this about Archer. He's starting to get into fun territory where it's like he giggles because he just gave someone a concussion.
Yeah.
And he just I like this little thing where Josh Alexander's doing promos on behalf of the family and Archer's just throwing motherfuckers and doing cross bodies on three people. That's what we're saying.
He should be where almost where somebody's like, Don, security said we've got to check Lance. And he'll be like, all right, I'll get him. Right. And he's going to be like, Lance, hey.
Yeah.
Right. And then just handing him money or something, right, to calm him down like it's dog treats, right? Here. Stuffing hundreds. He's like, oh, and he just starts counting the money. All right, fine.
That works for me.
Just take this and sit down for a little bit.
To make a football reference, the mold I would make him in is because I fucking hate this guy in the NFL. But Big Dom. Do you know who Big Dom is? That fucking security guard for no other fucking coach in the NFL has ever had that guy. Who the fuck is this fucking soprano looking cocksucker walking around fucking checking his diabetes and telling people to get the fuck out of the way? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
This
You've
fucking
been
guy.
shivved recently? Why do you got this security?
I know. Yeah. Why does your sweat smell like fucking gravy, you asshole? Like, get the fuck out of here. Ah, doesn't he just piss you off? He just looks like a fucking thumb. Like, just fuck you,
Hold on, I'm
asshole.
writing this one. You look like your sweat smells like gravy.
Doesn't it? Fucking.
Because earlier I had
Oh.
to, you're the reason the Power Rangers had to say their color.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
yeah,
up,
that's a dynamite for you this
yeah.
week. And like I said,
This is
Grand
fun.
Slam is gonna be the way to go and the show not to miss. So if you're lonely on Valentine's Day, you got a great pro wrestling show to keep you company. That's for sure.
AEW loves you if you're lonely on
Mhm.
Valentine's Day. With that,
I will see you next week, dumbass.